Welcome, Barbecue Pit. We come here today with one question at hand. We'll talk about one other thing much later on, but with one question at hand, and that is what is going to be the main event of UFC 230? UFC 230 is number one, incredible lineup. I didn't even prepare for the lineup, so I'm gonna go and read off the what they have announced already. Even though I just heard recently that Yoel Romero, Paulo Costa may be at risk because Yoel Romero got hurt. They have Jacare Souza versus David Branch, Dustin Poirier, Nate Diaz is the co-main, Israel Adesanya, Derek Brunson, um, Luke Rockhold, Chris Weidman. So it's a great card on a broad spectrum part of it. But it still needs a main event. Dana White just came out and said it needs a main event. So I believe he's looking forward to making another fight there. Uh, the first thought I would have would be, where's John Jones? Because that's the fight to put there. So I say, what's John Jones doing? Why is he training these videos? Did USADA already drop it? What's the deal? Is he paying somebody? I don't care. I just want to know what's happening. Personally, uh, I'd like to see him main event that card. Couple fights he could have. Gustafsson, he could fight Gustafsson for the interim light heavyweight title. Just because they throw around light heavyweight titles not light heavyweight titles, interim titles like they're nothing. So throw Jones and or Gustafsson in a interim title. That would be a fun idea. Jones Cormier, definitely great idea. Can Cormier make 205 again? Maybe not. Maybe Jones has to go up to heavyweight to get the fight. But Cormier stated that he wants to fight 2 more times before he retires in March. So if March is going to be the second fight, first fight's got to be what? At least November or sometime November. And that's when UFC 230 is. So uh, we'll go over all Daniel's options on who I think Daniel has to fight for that card if it's not Jones. But I think that probably would be what I would say. That's how they could sell the most numbers is by getting it. John Jones, Daniel Cormier 3 for the heavyweight title on in Madison Square Garden. That's how you would sell the biggest numbers right there. With Jones, you could also see maybe he comes back and fights like a number one contender spot with Stipe, or like um, let's just say they fucking do something weird, like Cormier agrees to come down to light heavyweight and defend his belt. So in the meantime, November 30th, Stipe fights John Jones for an interim belt, or something weird like that. Uh, Also fun to see. John Jones, comeback fight. Stipe, one of the greatest heavyweights of all time. Um, that's probably it I can see from John Jones, Gustafsson. I personally like to see him against pretty much everybody in the light heavyweight, especially the ones that are available. Like a year Latifi. That's pretty much it that's available right now. It's not hurt or booked in a fight, but I think he just got hurt a little while ago, but he's getting better now. I don't know if he's good for the November card or not, but possibly Latifi there. All right, just making sure we got that up there. So that's it for Jones. I guess I'll just throw this one out there. Stipe Blades wouldn't sell that big, especially the great card and the main event, Stipe versus Blades, the number one contender, because they're not gonna pull out the interim stops and say this and this and this for Stipe versus Blades. They're just gonna call it number one contender. So although it's a great fight, I'm still super psyched if that's the fight. It doesn't sell as much numbers as Jones Cormier. Um, that being said, I still think Jones Cormier is probably the best idea that you could have for that card, just because there's not many options that you got right now. There's a lot of people that just fought. There's middleweights locked up because of. All right, let's just go down. I'll go down every single division and I'll stop at the ones that I chose of the people who I think possibly are in it. Heavyweight. Yep, we talked about it. Daniel Cormier, Stipe, maybe John Jones at heavyweight, light heavyweight. Yep, John Jones, Gustafsson, whatever. Maybe, possibly. It's pretty much it, right? Cormier, if he comes back down to light heavyweight, doubtful. But if he does, middleweight, tied up, tough, tough show or whatever with Gaslin and Whitaker. Welterweight, September 8th. So what's that? 3 months, probably exactly close to a little over 3 months or whatever for um, Darren Till or Tyron Woodley, whoever comes out of that fight to fight again. Not likely. So throw welterweight out. What else you got? Lightweight, Khabib and Conor will be not even um, a little bit more than a month before, maybe a month before, around the same time. I can't think of the date right now, but so that's not happening a month later, unless uh, some weird stuff's got to happen, man. But it would happen. It would happen. The only way that it would happen at lightweight is if like something fell out about the Khabib fight. But then I can't see if either one of them fell out. I don't know. I mean, maybe GSP, but it would be a short notice fight for whoever they were going to be fighting on the November card. You know, so again, doubtful. Featherweight, I had this one on there. Brian Ortega, Holloway, maybe. Uh, Again, this is another one of those situations where I love the fight. I personally would still pay to see the fight, but it's like a Stipe and Blade situation where it's like the entire card is such a build up, and then the main event's just like, oh, we've already got excited about this. It fell through. We know it's two great fighters, but it's just not that big of a sell. It's still one of the lower selling main events that we could have thought about just now. Just saying, and I don't even think I'm going to go to the girls because it's possible that Rose gets a fight. I'm not going to lie. But I don't think that they would do that on that big of a card with Nate Diaz and uh, Gil Romero possibly and Chris Weidman, Luke Rockhold. I don't think they would make the main event Nami Yunus versus Andrade or Nami Yunus versus fucking who's the other one? Andrade or um, it was one. Claudia Gadelia. So Claudia Gadelia or Jessica Andrade versus Rose Namajunas not going to headline um, UFC 230. Sorry about it. I don't think so. What could I think is Nunez versus Cyborg. Good, that's up there. That's probably like the third or fourth best option you got there. Or maybe even Nunez versus Holm. You know, they run that one. Holm says she wants the 35 belt again. Maybe Nunez wants to fight at 35, or she don't want to do this super fight, whatever bullcrap. You know, so maybe that happens. I still same situation. You know, third or fourth best, or no, not even fifth or sixth best option there, just because there's a couple of different fights that I would way rather see than Holly Holm versus Menendez again. Whatever. Um, so uh, we got featherweight. So next one is bantamweight, which we just seen earlier in August. What just happened there? DJ Dillashaw came out looking pretty good. No real damage to him in the fight this time against Cody Garbrandt. So people are really debating on who he should fight next. Pretty much everybody he should fight next is available. They don't have a fight booked. Rafael Sunsao, Marlon Moraes, or Dominic Cruz. No fight booked for any of those three guys. So very, 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 very possible that August, the rest of August, September, October, 3 full months almost, maybe three, a little less than 3 months or whatever. It's very possible, but also a little far fetched, you know? I think you would hope because TJ he came out unscathed. So you would hope that fight would be available for November. But still doubtful. If TJ was in that fight, and a lot of people are going to want to throw Cejudo in there, who also looked like he didn't take much damage in the Demetrius Johnson fight. So I mean, maybe they're both healthy, but I say they keep it in the division just one more time. Demetrius Johnson definitely deserves a rematch. I'm all for Stipe rematch. I'm all for, a lot of people's rematch if they deserve it. And DJ definitely deserves it, man. He had however many years of running that division, and excuse me, and I mean, you act like an NBA player never has an off night, or a football player never drops a ball, or a golfer never comes in fucking sixth place when he normally finishes first, or whatever, man. Everybody fucks up sometimes. You never know what may have happened with DJ before the fight, or maybe it had nothing to do with it. Maybe Henry was just the better man that night. But either way, DJ won once. Henry won once. That's the fight to make. DJ was the king of that division for X amount of time. You can't deny him a rematch from that. So I think that's the match to make with Cejudo. I like Cejudo. I was never really a Demetrius Johnson fan ever, but come on, man, the guy deserves it. He deserves another shot to get it back, and I wouldn't say this even ruined his legacy, but just try to save it and keep it running. You know what I'm saying? Um, so I think that's the fight to make there. I wouldn't really want to see um, Cejudo TJ just yet. Maybe if they both keep winning, Cejudo beats DJ again, then maybe he gives Sergio Pettis a shot, beats him again. Uh, then maybe I see if TJ say he fights Marlon Moraes, Cruz fights Sunsao. He beats Moraes, Cruz beats Sunsao. He fights Cruz, redeems himself against Cruz. Then okay, I see him fighting Cejudo and TJ. But what would be fucking hilarious, and I love to play this guy because I think it's funny, and I was always a Cody Garbrandt fan from Jump Street, is that I think it would be funny if Cruz smashes TJ next. Okay, it's funny because all of TJ's career, he has went 4 wins, 1 loss. 4 wins, 1 loss. He went 4 wins, 1 loss Dotson, 4 wins, 1 loss Cruz, 4 wins, 1 loss whoever he just lost to, a Sunsao, and then now he's on 4 wins. So next fight, I'm not superstitious or anything, but next fight is that next little key in the puzzle or whatever, however you want to call it. And if Cruz would come in there and beat him bad, like he did before that, then Cruz would have beat TJ twice. Okay. So what would be great to see would be the rematch because Cruz hasn't beat Cody and Cody beat Cruz once. So we're going to see Cody fight Cruz again. What if Cody wins that fight? Cody's up 2-0 on Dominic. Okay. Dominic's up 2-0 on TJ. TJ's up 2-0 on Garbrandt. So obviously they're going to give it to TJ again. These guys could be fighting each other for a very, very long time. Very long time. And you say very long time just because fights take time. You got to think. I would say the average January fight takes February, March, April, May, end of May, June. So I mean, you know what I mean? It's, let's just say a champion gets 2 fights in a year. Cruz VC. I mean, this could be like a 2 to 2, 2.5, 2, 3 year thing where they're all fighting each other. And TJ and Garbrandt had just fought each other twice. So I mean, counting that, before that, Garbrandt fought Cruz. So I mean, this is going back, I believe, to like December 30, 2016. You know, to where if they kept it going with TJ and Cruz, and then immediately with Garbrandt and Cruz, it would be 2 years, 2.5 years in the making at that point. Uh, so I think that's a great storyline. I hope it's Cruz and TJ next, and I hope Cruz starches him. Sorry about it, TJ. What the fuck you want me to tell you? That's a fucking great storyline, and I hope the story goes like that. I would fucking be ecstatic if it went like that. But that's it, man. That's all I think could possibly go there. I obviously finished those 2 last divisions of uh, the male fighters. I already gave my piece about the women fighters. I don't see Cyborg fighting anybody unless it's Amanda Nunes or somebody that thinks they're great from another organization, or somebody that says, "Hey, I want to fight her," but I don't think it's going to be on UFC 230 either. Anyway, whoever she fights. Um, that's it for that, man. I seen Kevin Lee wants to enter himself to be an extra for the UFC 229, just in case Khabib or Conor doesn't make it. 2 things I take away from it. 2 paths. I decided to take my mind down. One path says Kevin Lee doesn't want to fight anybody. He wants to just be a replacement. He wants to weigh in, be on weight. If either one of those 2 guys doesn't make it, he fills in. Smart. Very smart. What is not smart is if he thinks he said this, he said he wants to get on the undercard, which, on the Metro PCS thing, which indicates he wants to fight somebody, and they asked him who he wants to fight. He said Alan Quinta. So it's obviously he wants to fight somebody. Bad move, buddy, because here's your problem. You're calling out somebody that's ranked behind you that you lost to in the beginning of your career, way back in the beginning of your career. You just lost to Tony Ferguson, who was ready to fight, top of the division. So if they're going to give somebody a fill-in spot to where it's going to be a fight, that fight has one of the contenders that would go into fight in the main event, if it fell through, do you not think it's going to be the number 2 guy, Tony Ferguson, fighting you? Or it's not going to fucking happen, bud? Well, you might as well just weigh in and be an extra, because it's not going to happen. Alan Quinta already said he wants to fight in New York, and that's it. No earlier than New York, UFC 230. So he's not going to be on 229. What do you got left? Anthony Pettis, Tony Ferguson. Who's it going to be, bud? Listen here, man. If you don't pick Tony Ferguson, UFC not going to give it to you, brother. It's not going to happen. That's who you fight. Tony Ferguson. Or I would give it Anthony Pettis just off principle, because he didn't get the one from fucking the last Khabib fight. If it ends up you versus Anthony Pettis, and one of the fighters falls through, and you and Anthony Pettis both make weight on the dot, Kevin Lee, I would give it to Anthony Pettis off principle that we didn't give it to him whenever we gave it to Alan Quinta. You're digging yourself in a hole, brother. That's not your position to say I want to get on that card and fight on the undercard because I think they'll pick me. What the fuck would they pick for you for, Mr. Beat Michael Chiesa? Michael Chiesa, bro? Edson Barbosa, okay. but you lost to Tony Ferguson. At least try to beat a guy that beat you that's higher than you. Don't try to beat a guy that beat you that's lower than you. You already finessed it. You already are higher than him. Don't try to fuck around and go down, man. You're gonna have to go up and fight the guy that's higher than you that you already lost to. That's the guy you fight, brother. Small piece to Kevin Lee, man. I guess what this weekend's James Vick. Just in case we might do something this weekend. I don't know what we would do, but maybe it's on Fox and shit, so we might do something. I don't know. Let us know. See us on Saturday. Uh, I got a couple shout outs just to do. 864 Fighting Championship in Greenville, South Carolina. I've been talking to them about getting fight credentials or media credentials, coming there and report some of the things for the fights. I'm excited about that. I hope we can meet up and do that. So that's a shout out to them. They're a great organization. I seen their, I think it's their main event this weekend. Has actually fought for a long time, and he's actually fought some people like Hector Sandoval, Henry Cejudo, just a couple of different people I noticed on there. And so it's a great organization. I seen that just up here in Greenville, man. You know, I would have never known. I don't know how I seen it, just randomly on Twitter or whatever, but I seen it, and yeah. So we gotta give that one to the Fighting Championship, and then we're gonna give a couple more on Twitter. I won a T-shirt contest on Twitter for Fight Night Picks, and that's coming. I'll be wearing that. If not this Saturday, if we do a thing, if we don't do a podcast and we do one next Tuesday, it will be on Tuesday, but it'll be one of those 2 days. This guy named Jonathan just followed me. A tinge of cringe. That's the man right there. But who was I just talking to? A to Z Combat Sports. Go follow them on YouTube. Those are my guys. I went and subscribed. Those are some cool guys. The Fight Night Picks guy, Craig Allen. Go follow him on Twitter. Fight Night Picks. The shirts are cool. That's the only reason I entered the contest in the first place, because I love the shirts. I went after I entered the contest. I went and followed all their stuff they did on the side. I started listening to it. I really like just following everything that the Fight Night Picks guys do with the videos and all that shit. Really cool guys over there. Let's see. John Sloan MMA. Go follow him. YouTube, yeah. He's, you know what I'm saying? He's a cool guy. YouTube scene as well. One guy I gotta say is fuck Kim Hang, man. HUANG at Kim Hang NBA. You said you was getting everybody 2K, man. 2K has not been pre-ordered to my account. I don't got online. You don't punish me for that. You send me that shit in the mail. You say you was buying everybody 2K if Melo went to the Rockets. Melo's officially on the Rockets. You owe me a 2K, brother. I play PS4. Send me that shit, because that shit's fucking dough, dog. Can't get it this year. I'm gonna get it. It's like, I was just joking. I gotta get 2K. I'm just gonna get it like a week late this year. I normally get it like, I normally stand out there at like 12 o'clock midnight, but probably not. Probably get like a week late this year. But also big shout out to my guy. What's his name? Oh man, I'm gonna fuck up your last name, brother. But Todd Kozinka from Hoop Hypes, hoophype.net. A little slash in between the hoop hype. I'll be writing little guest posts for him on his, I guess it's a blog or just a basketball website in general. You should go check it out. It's a pretty cool website. And he just lets me write for him on there. Just write a couple of cool things about basketball players from New York, Florida. I wrote about the trade with DeRozan and Kawhi Leonard. I got a couple of different things I wrote up on there, but shout out to him. I like his website. He's got a cool couple of different things. He's a good businessman. So Go check him out. Everybody else I shouted out, of course, Robin Black, uh, Evil Eddie, Joe Rogan, Uncle Joey Diaz. Uh, do it up, motherfuckers. One day, hit me up. You know what I'm saying? I listen to the podcast all the time. I picture myself sitting right there. I answer you guys sometimes. Joe, I got to talk to you about a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff I've heard you say. I got to just talk to you about, pick your brain about. But hit me up. I'm here. I'm ready to talk. We'll see you guys either this weekend or next week. Holla, guys.